G'day, today we're going to talk about getting clients from scratch, okay, which is obviously the hardest part a lot of people think about getting their businesses up and running. Now, today we're going to talk about exploring a different way of getting clients from scratch, which while this might work best for people in the service business, it can also be adapted to other business situations. In effect, it's called the giz-a-go, mate, method of showing a prospective client what you do. And although I mostly say to people, don't do work for really low rates or for free, I actually think that this method is a bit more robust and it's got some logic behind it rather than just sounding desperate. Now, most of the time when we're starting out, we're just so desperate to get that first client and prove mainly to ourselves that we can actually do this, that we can run a business and be successful. But you know what? That can lead to some pretty bad decisions. For example, we accept impossible deadlines from people, or we accept work when the client doesn't really know what they want, so it just drifts all over the place. Or we accept any money because we think anything's better than nothing, and we accept money that's well below market rates. And that actually doesn't work because it's really, really difficult to lift your rates up from there. Or we do work for even less than it costs us to produce it, so it's costing us to even do the work. So the best way to avoid all those things, funnily enough, is to work for free. But don't call it that. Call it a pilot program. You're not doing somebody a favor and they're not doing you one. This is a carefully crafted, logical process for establishing your credentials. In effect, it's beta testing your market offering with a limited number of clients, and you're going to refine your service offer and your pricing at the conclusion of the pilot program. Now, if that client wants to keep you, that's great, but that's going to be at market rates and with a full contract and a scope of work, not just going from free to a little bit above free. Okay, so how do you go about doing this? Well, before you go anywhere near anybody, here's where you start. You need to be clear about what you're in business to do so that you can be direct and to the point and not vague when you're actually talking to somebody, okay? And that's about the value that you're going to create for your clients. And then at some point, prospective clients want to be convinced that you're not just fishing and that this situation is a serious commercial proposition. So that's why you need to take the time to work out exactly what it is that you want to get out of this. And you're not just, out there throwing lines in the water and hoping somebody will bite. Now, you need to build this marketing process into your business plan, okay? Because when you put it in there, you will define when you're going to start, what you want to achieve, and when you're going to finish. Here's a really big rookie mistake: allowing the client to keep adding things to the trial that you're doing. So inevitably what happens is you end up doing nothing else except working for them, and you're doing it for free. And the other thing is, do not accept something which is a complete piece of work from the client. Otherwise, they could just be using you to get something done for free, and then they'll blow you off when it suits them and you don't get anything out of it. Always make sure that there's a little bit that you will do, but it's not, from end to end. And pick your clients carefully. They do have to have your interests at heart too, okay? So once you've identified the process that you're going to follow, and you've given yourself timelines to follow to make sure it doesn't just roll on, now you can go looking for the right clients. And where's the best place to start? Your personal network. As always, you will be amazed at who knows who. So write to everyone you know with a clear message about what you want to do, what type of client you're looking for, and the offer that you're making. And don't be grovelly, okay? Let your friends know that you're doing this in a professional way. Now, at the same time as you're doing that, determine your niche market and find the top 5 businesses in that niche. And then send an email to the owners of those top 5 businesses. You'll need to do a bit of research to find out who they are. Use humor in your subject line and text because, it has a much, much higher chance of being opened. Now, here's a few I use which rate 104 on Send Check It, where you get to check your headlines. And I tell you, it can't rate any higher than this. So here's a few. This might be interesting, but who knows? Or apologies in advance. Or it's not you, it's me. Or what if this really worked? And in the last one, how often does something this good come along? So be brief and funny about how hard it is to get started and how determined you are to succeed, and then put in there a time to meet, okay? Now, send these out and see if you can get 3 or 4 of them in terms of responses, and then go to the meetings. Now, in the meetings, you might be a little bit nervous. It's probably a pretty good place to start, to be honest. Okay, and speaking of which, do be honest. Tell people you've just launched in their area, in their location, and you want to build quickly. And the best way to do that is by demonstrating what you can do to both answer a client need at little or no financial risk to them, and get the benefit of testimonials and social proof that you can use in the future. So this obviously works best when you can visit the prospective client and sit across the table from them. It's not such a good strategy for remote scenarios. Now, if you are nervous, as I mentioned earlier, then prepare and practice a script. Like an actor, because actors never just walk out on stage, open their mouths and let the wind blow their tongue around. They're prepared. You should be too. Now, you can take bullet points into the meeting with you, and it actually makes you look prepared and will help you stay on track. It's like tick, tick, tick. And remember the sales value triangle. Your job is to take away the customer's pain and or build something better for them that they don't have now and that only you can do. So you can 1, increase their revenue, 2, reduce their costs, or 3, increase their market share. So be clear which one you're offering to help with. Now, once again, you're explaining that you're starting up and you just need one really good opportunity to get started and prove what you can do. So you're asking for a discrete piece of work that they'd be willing to have you do. For example, you could run and design Facebook ads for them, okay? They will pay the cost of running the ads, but you'll do the research, the design, the schedule, the tweaking, and so on. But you'll only do it for a specified period of time, maybe no more than a week. Why is that? Because you will otherwise become part of the furniture, and it's really difficult to break the intern mindset that will set in really quickly. The other thing is you've got to be very vigilant about scope creep. This is the bit of work that I said I was going to do. No, I'm sorry, if you want me to do this bit over here, then actually I'm going to need to charge you X number of dollars an hour, and what we'll do is we'll put a contract around that. And they go, oh, okay, all right then, well, just stick to this piece for now and we can talk about that other piece later. Because what you need to do is to make sure you don't become some kind of willing slave, okay? This is a commercial proposition, it's not indentured slavery. So what you want to get out of it, you want an opportunity to write a case study, which you can post on your social media, and most importantly, you want a testimonial from them if they think that you've actually earned it. Now, by keeping these to a week each, you can do maybe 3 or 4 of them over the period of a month, and you can build up good social proof quickly. Do not fall into the trap of accepting a low offer from them out of gratitude or desperation, because it's really, really difficult to get out of that low offer rate and then move it up to where you know you could be in the market. And also, if you find out that you're not getting a positive reaction from prospective clients when you go to talk to them, then go further down your niche list, maybe towards smaller businesses. And if that's not working, then you may need to pivot to a different niche or get on the blower and get in touch with me. And I might be able to help you figure out why you're not getting traction. Now, after the work is all done, remember to get the testimonial from your client. And if they offer you something on the spot, don't take it, okay? Respond, don't react. Thank you, that's really great. I'm going to consider that and I'll come back to you in a couple of days because I just need to see how that's fitting with where I'm wanting to go next. Because time is on your side. Now the tables have turned, they like you and they want you. But what you need to do is choose the best of what's on offer, not the first thing that gets offered. Really, really critical. And that's why you want to do maybe 3 or 4 of these, because in fact what you're doing is you're casting your net wider and you'll be able to compare and contrast and pick the best of what's on offer, not the first. How to get work experience that you can use to kickstart your business. So if this is an area that you're struggling with, we talk a lot about this in our online course called Monetize Your Service Skills, and you'll find the link below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. It'll help support the channel. And if there's anything that you'd like for me to talk about, drop them in the comments. And join our Facebook group. The link is in the description box below and I'll help answer all your questions there, or you can PM me and I can help you out. And Don't forget to hit that bell icon and be part of the notification squad that gets notified every time we upload, because I respond to questions in the first hour. I'll see you in the next video, and I'll catch you later.